What is up, my seafood friends? Welcome to r/am I the a-hole. I'm your host, Dr. Fishsticks, and I'm recording this at 3:11 in the morning. So this is gonna be very fun. And I'm sorry if I do a lot of these videos. I really like this subreddit, but let's get into it. This is our first story, and it's titled AITA for making a big deal about 1 extra credit point on my child's test. Let's get into it. My daughter had a spelling test, which included some holiday words for extra credit. One of the words was Chanukah. My daughter spelled it the way I just did, but the teacher marked it wrong and corrected it to Hanukkah. She said to my daughter, "You're Jewish and you don't know how to spell Hanukkah?" I think she meant it jokingly, but my daughter was annoyed. My daughter told me that Chanukah is correct, but the teacher didn't believe her. Wait, did you see that? Was that classic Reddit YouTuber slide? Yeah, it was. I told the teacher that Chanukah was also the correct spelling and my daughter should get the point. But the teachers argue with me, saying that Hanukkah is more correct because it's more commonly used than Chanukah. If any spelling is more correct, it would be Chanukah because the CH represents the sound from the back of your throat you're supposed to make. I don't know how this word is pronounced, so I can't get the context for this part. The teacher agreed to correct the test, but seemed really sour about it, and she said she was just trying to be inclusive. I said I appreciate that, but she should keep in mind that the word isn't in English, so there might be multiple acceptable spellings for it, and they should all be given credit. My husband said I overreacted. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have been bothered so much if the word was something else, but I resented the teacher, who isn't Jewish, arguing with me and my daughter about how to spell our own holiday. I don't think this person is the a-hole here, and because I'm assuming that's how it's spelled. I don't really know because I'm not Jewish, but you're fully within your right to want that credit given back. If that's how you've always heard it spelled and that's how you know it's spelled, that's completely fine. I understand. The only issue I see with this is that most people your daughter interacts with, are going to spell it like that. And, a lot of them probably aren't going to be very, open to, criticism on how they spell it. Because I literally did not know there was another word, or another spelling for that word until I read this story. So, you're fully in the right, but a lot of other people won't be as cool as that teacher was. Also, real quick, I just want to talk about the main gripe I have with the subreddit. The main rule is don't downvote people if you see that they have an a-hole tag or that you think they're an a-hole. And nobody follows that rule. Let's be honest. If you go to the top of anything, all of it is just either not the a-hole and one or two everyone sucks. I went on top of this month, one everyone sucks. Everything else is NTA. So do with that what you will. This story is titled AITA for celebrating my anniversary despite what happened at my wedding. My husband and I had a beautiful wedding last year. The venue was beautiful and bordered a lake. Unfortunately, during the reception, one of the young children snuck away from their parents and decided to go for a swim, despite not being able to. This was tragic and devastating, and obviously cut the day short. We haven't really spoken to the parents since then. We weren't close to them aside from seeing them on the holidays, which hasn't happened this year. We were still Facebook friends, though. When our first anniversary came, I made a post celebrating our anniversary with a few wedding photos. I didn't think anything of it until the comments came flooding in. I woke up to 30 comments and 15 missed calls. Top comment was from the mother of the child, who was outraged about it. She wrote a very long comment about how my post was disrespectful of the tragedy and had happened the day, and how dare I post that and not mention her child, and of course talking to her first. 30 comments later, and it was clear that the entire family started to take sides in a battle I didn't realize I'd created. As of today, we're at 150 comments. My friends and my parents are involved too. Half of his family is screaming at me to take it down. Apologize to the parents and show more respect. possibly even celebrating our anniversary on a different day. Some of the family think that we should be able to celebrate our anniversary on the actual day, but just keep it offline to keep peace. I don't think I did anything wrong with my post, and I feel like we should be allowed to celebrate our anniversary just like anyone else. I'm not celebrating the tragedy, I'm celebrating my wedding. AITA. And then there's a couple edits mentioning that they got like a bunch of emails, a bunch of calls, they got blown up about it. They tried to get through it, but I'm not going to read all that because it's twice the length of the actual story. So I'm just going to go with this. Reddit gave this and everyone sucks here, which I agree with, but I'd say OP is more in the wrong here, because like, I get it, you want to be able to enjoy your anniversary, and honestly you should be able to, so just celebrate it in private. Because like, if you post, you mentioned your Facebook friends, if you post about this, you're like trying to celebrate it, but you're also reminding them of the anniversary of the death of their child, which, like, I'd say a bad event, like a horrible, this is not to be downplayed. The death of a child is possibly one of the worst things that can happen to a parent, and like, you reminding them of that is much worse than any happiness you could have got out of posting that on Facebook. And it's the event where they died. Somebody in the comments said, oh, I was born on 9/11. Does that mean I shouldn't be able to celebrate my birthday? And then someone replied to that saying, no, but it's like you having a party in one of the towers, and then you make it out, but somebody who was at the party's relative or something didn't. And then 1 year later, you post pictures of the party on the day, saying, oh, we had so much fun here. It's like that. And that's the best way I can put it. So, ETA/YTA. And this last story is called AITA for telling my parents they were bad parents to me. I, 19 male, have an autistic brother, 20 male. He's fairly manipulative because he realized pretty quickly that the threat of a meltdown would get him his way every single time. He's considered high-functioning in by medical personnel, but he's got my parents convinced that he just doesn't understand what he's doing, and they don't ever punish him. Doctors have told him that he understands and knows what he's doing. They think they know better. They also expect me to revolve my entire life around him. I was never able to do anything I wanted to because it upset his routine. I wanted to play a sport? Nope, his routine. I wanted to get a job? Nope, his routine. Friends? Yeah, forget about that. I try not to be resentful, but I am. The big problem. My parents are flipping out because I plan to move several states away and in with my grandparents soon to attend school. They keep trying to guilt me into staying because of my brother. I usually just say that I'm sorry that they might feel that way, but I'm still going. Well, here's where I might be the a-hole. My mother was going on and on about how the world doesn't revolve around me and how I was being really selfish and this was how I was going to ruin my brother by doing this. How they'd always been the best parents they could be to both of us, and we both got equal attention. I can already tell you that is not true given what has been said. I got frustrated and told her that she was delusional. She thought she or my father were ever good parents to me. They made my entire life revolve around my brothers. I had nothing of my own. He had to be the center of everything. I said he wasn't the center of the universe, even though she tried to make him it. I told her that the only people who were selfish were her and my father because they actively ignored me in favor of babying my brother, who played him like a fiddle to make sure he always got his way. I told her that his routine was not my problem, and that it was up to them to make appropriate adjustments, and asked if she really thought I'd not live my life because of him. She started crying and walked off, and shut myself in my room. My father is demanding an apology for what I said, but I'm refusing. My grandpa says he's proud of me that I stood up for myself, but my parents are still demanding an apology for being an a-hole. I don't think I need to give them one. AITA here. once again, OP is not in the wrong. And this, I've seen stories like this a lot. This is a very common and like very specific situation too. Like there's a person and they have a disabled little sibling, whether it be like physical, developmental, whatever, and then like the parents like try to revolve around the other person, and then they can't be there for the first sibling. But this person actually handled it really well, like a lot better than the other stories I've seen, because they put the blame on the parents, not the brother. Which, even in this story, I think the brother was like a little bit more in the wrong than like in other stories, because apparently, from what I'm hearing from the story, they knew what they were doing. They knew that like they were trying to just get their way. And however, the people who are most in the wrong are obviously the parents. Don't try to pretend like you were there if you were focusing entirely on your high-functioning child. But sadly, ladies and gents, that is all the time we have for today. If you like this video, press the like button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment them down below. And if you really like this video and want to see more like it, please subscribe. And that is all for today. So until the next video, goodbye.
I know it's my ADHD, 'cause I can't